Well, it's a little bit after 3 a.m. in the morning. I've been out here, I don't know, since maybe somewhere between 7 or 8 o'clock last night. My OCD, I hate it, but in a way it's what makes me picky and makes sure I do good work. I got the eyeball in this thing, and I planned on just blocking it with 320 and then hand sanding it with 500 and then painting it. And I'm really glad that I blocked it. I'm going to put 2 more coats of primer on it. So the body lines are a little bit wig-waggy here and there, especially you can see that area. There's some bare metal spots I went down to, and there was a little thin layer of body filler I had to put right there on the edge of the door, and the body line started kind of drooping off down to the bottom side of the door. Oh, about the thickness of a quarter probably. And the body line on the quarter panel, both sides of the car right here are kind of scurry. So I'm figuring it's, with the way this car was hit, who knows if that's got something to do with it. On this side of the car, it kind of bows out right here a little bit across this area, and then dives back in to the body line, and then it's got a low spot through here. On the other side of the car, the whole thing curves in through there. It's got a low spot all across it. So I'm trying to block and get the low spots looking the best I can, and I wet them down with a wax and grease remover and looked at them and got them looking good. And unfortunately I wasn't paying attention before I primed it. And the way I blocked it, in here I blocked it so much I pushed this body line upwards. And then when you got to this area right there, you'll see where the body line kind of dove down, and this one was going straight. So, like I said, I got after it with some 320. And, that back there was really the worst of it. This ended up being a high spot, and this body filler there. So I kept blocking it up with 320. Got it out, and I'm almost to bare metal there. I am to bare metal there. And boy, I'm telling you, blocking and getting that body line straight, that curves around like that. I don't know if you can see what the color difference is. It comes straight right here, curves down. You got that point. There's this body line running through it that goes across the back. And then it curves down again right through here. And it's got this rounded off area here. And that's got all kinds of funny little curves to it. It's been fun blocking, and when I say fun, I don't mean I enjoy it. But I've got it all blocked. In the beginning, I was thinking I was going to go ahead and get both sides blocked and prime both sides, but I'm not going to even mess with the other side because I will be out here till the middle of the day tomorrow probably. So what I'm going to do now is just, I've already blowed this out real good and cleaned it off with wax and grease remover. I'm going to tape up the door jambs and cover up this area here so I don't get primer all over it, overspray. I'm going to prime the rocker panel again, the door, and the quarter panel. And I'll just blend the primer up about, actually I think I'm just going to take the primer right into this area because I don't want to bother with having to sand all this crap again in back here. Pain in the butt sand back here. So that's my update for today. After I get the other side blocked and primed, then I'm going to work on the trunk, get that sanded and painted, and said there before, there is a whole damn lot to sand because I gotta sand all that down in there, cracks and crevices. Down behind there. Up in there. All of that. All of that. And I guess those bars that come down in the shape of a V, I'm going to sand them and just get them coated, and I'm just going to let the overspray blow out towards the floor, because when I bought paint, I didn't anticipate having to change the floor pan, and it was black before anyway, but it had rubberized undercoating everywhere. It wasn't black paint, so I just put some epoxy down on it, let that flash off, and then I put some Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel that was satin black and added a acrylic enamel hardener to it. So anyway, as I was saying, when I paint these jambs, I'm hoping that I can paint all this in here, get that done, and then I'd like to paint the jambs all up around here too, and the trunk hinges. That way I can get the trunk on this thing and get it adjusted, and then the trunk will be ready to block with the rest of the car. After the trunk jambs are painted, still a toss-up for me. I can't make my mind up. I'm either thinking about painting both door jambs at the same time and just paint all that in there up to the bottom of this right here, get that painted and let that dry, and then come back, sand all this, nope, get back. I'm going to paint this section of the cowl from here all the way up at the same time I paint the outside of the car. So yeah, I think the next step after I paint the trunk jambs, I'm going to do both door jamb sides at the same time, all up into this area. And after I do that, let that dry, I can cover that up, tape that off. And we're going to do the engine bay. And I'm going to do the front sides here. And I'm just going to blow a little bit of color, probably about 4 or 5 inches back here. Then after that, all that area in there, we'll just have some, that's I think a Raptor, I can't remember what name brand I got, but it's some kind of 2-part undercoating that you put under the car. I gotta put some of that in the trunk jambs on the quarter panels, and I may use it there, I don't know. Depends on how much of it I use. I'm gonna mix up a quart and do that, the trunk, both quarter panels, and see how far that covers. Hopefully there's enough left over where I can do just a little bit right here on both sides. If I don't have enough of that quart, I'll probably just go to Walmart and buy that Rust-Oleum rubberized undercoating that's got a rust preventative stuff in it. I'll just spray all that all back up in there. In the area. That area there has been sanded and put the black primer on it. But there, I've talked long enough. I'm about 9 minutes and 17 seconds. So there's that side. You got it to block. I'll go ahead and show you one of the things you got to encounter sometimes priming at night out here in warm weather. That piece of yellow tape there. There was a bug that got in the primer, and I'd blocked on it before. I thought I got it all the way out. And me getting old, I'm 52 now, getting ready to be 53. I thought I had it all the way out, and I primed it. And then when I primed it, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it, there's a little bit spot there. Actually, it looks like a rock chip. But after I cleaned it out with wax and grease remover before I primed it, there was a little pit in there, and I didn't notice it when I hadn't primed it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a razor blade, get right in the middle of that little spot there that looks like a rock chip, and scratch it up a little bit so my filler will stick there. And I'm going to sand around this with some 320 grit and wipe a little metal glaze in there and block all that out with a. I'll probably start on the metal glaze at 180 and then go to 320. Get it all feathered in good. Then we'll block the rest of this and get the body lines right. And I'm thinking 2 coats of primer will do it this time after I get it blocked and the body line straightened out. Just got to pay attention. Make sure they look good. This is what I did on the other side. Got down there and kept eyeballing it. I got this light on it. Put some wax and grease remover on it. And I may still go back and hit a couple of spots. I think I see a spot right here, which a little bit comes uphill. Yeah. I hate being picky, but I guess it's a good thing. Anyway, that's enough. I gotta splice these 2 videos together. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, please. Appreciate it.